This is Let's Talk Big, the Big Read with Jane Berger and Jen Hazel. The Owens Community College Campus Read is taking place now and throughout the semester, with the goal of bringing awareness of different perspectives through books. The Campus Read book is How We Fight for Our Lives by Saeed Jones, and tells the story of how each of us creates a place for ourselves in this world. Here to share their insight from the book is Owens Community College Director of Library Services, Jane Berger, and Professor of English, Jennifer Hazel.
I'm Jen Hazel, and I have with me
Jane Berger.
So, Jane, what happened last week?
Oh my gosh, I feel like the high is still kind of happening because we had a little thing going on called A Visit from Saeed Jones, author of How We Fight for Our Lives. Not sure if you heard about that. Oh my gosh.
Well,
I did. The build-up was so worth it. I'm a groupie, and now I'm old, so a groupie, I guess, has different connotations in the 21st century. But I am now, I follow him on everything, and I am aware of what his new projects are, and I just, follow him all over the place. He's just so interesting. And he did such a great job when he came to talk to everybody on campus.
What was really, really great is that, so he spoke on the Toledo campus and on the Findlay campus, and there was different audiences at both. And on the Toledo campus, we had a College Credit Plus class come. Well, it was several there was 50 of them, students. They were able to connect with him, and he connected with them. He connected with the staff and faculty and our Owens students who were there. And then when we were in Findlay, he was able to connect with the Owens students, and we had some students from the University of Findlay there, and he was able to connect with them. That was what was so great, is it didn't matter who he was speaking with. You could tell that what he had to say resonated.
Yep, absolutely. He could make anyone feel comfortable, and I think that was the key. The way he interacted from the stage or from the podium to the audience, and could just hone in on someone asking a question. He was just having a one-on-one conversation with that person. I think it made everybody feel a lot more comfortable and less encumbered by asking a question because they just felt that he put them right at ease.
Yes, before we even got started, every time you, me, and Saeed were standing there just gabbing. It was like we were old friends. And it seemed as if that was connected with everyone, had that same sort of feeling with him, same sort of interaction. And that was so priceless. And he was amazingly fun, too, with the bubble gun. If you have no idea what we're talking about, go look up Saeed on Twitter, and you will see that he found a bubble gun left in the green room at the theater on the Owens campus. And he made a Twitter with that, and made a Twitter. I'm not even with the lingo today, with that bubble gun. And then he was just having a blast with it, took it to Findlay. That in itself speaks volumes about who Saeed is as an individual.
He's one of us. He wants to have some coffee and a chat, and that's exactly what he did with a room full of people in both locations. I was so pleased that students felt comfortable asking questions that could have been uncomfortable for them. But again, I think that ease that is obvious between speaker and audience really helped to that, as well as our faculty and staff, their questions. I don't think we could have ended on a better note. The book has been well received by everyone who has read it, and everyone has, to my knowledge, had been looking forward to this visit. We were so excited because last year, at the last minute, instead of being able to have our author in person, we had to switch to remote because of COVID numbers. We were so excited that we actually got to have a face-to-face with the author, which you can't replicate that online. I mean, it's certainly better than having a meeting with an author at all, but face-to-face in person is just so much better. So we were so lucky that we were able to do that this time.
I do want to say one last thing, that this was, every author we have is invaluable. I think what was so nice in this standpoint is it really capped up our whole year really, really well, having the author. Not that we could have changed anything last year. I mean, we were in the thick of COVID.
Right.
Really capped up everything that was the goal for this year. We were different perspectives we were trying to show and talk about was race, was identity. And in many ways, we weren't aiming at looking at a queer perspective, but that is what also came out of the book, obviously, if you've read it, knowing that. And I think that also became a very large and important conversation as well. So talking about the bar for next year, the campus has voted. We have someone. We are not revealing that yet. We're working on a contract with them, but we will reveal what the theme is going to be so you can get excited. And then as soon as we are all set, we will announce it in a live showing. So it'll be out there so you can tune right in and see it happen live. But the themes that we're going to be looking at next year is mental health, mental illness, ableism. That's kind of where we're going to zero in next year. And I think it's an important and a good move for us to start looking at those perspectives.
We've all been affected in various ways and various degrees, having been in a lockdown mode and some of us losing family and friends. This pandemic just brought out a lot of different experiences for each one of us. None of us has emerged from this unaffected. It's time. It's long overdue. And I think we're pretty brave to take this on and try to take the stigma out of talking about mental health. We need to talk about it because we all, to some degree or another, have experienced anything from anxiety to more serious issues. And for some reason, it's not considered an illness that people are comfortable going to the doctor to see if they can be helped and treated like you would if you had bronchitis or you need stitches. You're going to go to the doctor. You're going to see what you can do to make yourself feel better. And this isn't something we like to do generally as a population. If we can do our part, try to remove any stigma that is out there by way of our Big Read theme for next year, then we will have considered our theme a success and goal accomplished. So that's what we're setting out to do, and we hope everyone will join us.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for us for right now, and it's going to do it for us for the semester. We may have a little short that we put out when we announce the book as well, but that'll wrap us up for the semester. As always, listeners, you have been amazing. We appreciate all of you tuning in, showing up to events. This experience has just been so rewarding, so thank you for making that possible. On behalf of myself and Jane Berger, we want you to keep talking big.
Join us again for Let's Talk Big, the Big Read with Jane Berger and Jen Hazel.